Heads. 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 Heads.
There is an art to the building up of suspense.
Heads.
So, it can be done by look alone,
Heads.
if that's the word I'm after.
Heads.
A weaker man might be moved to re-examine his faith. If in nothing else, at least in the law of probability.
Heads.
The law of probability, it has been oddly asserted. It's something to do with the proposition that if six monkeys were...
Game.
Were they?
Are you?
Game.
Mhm.
Then the law of averages means that, if I've got this right, if six monkeys were thrown up into the air for long enough, they're about as likely to come down on their tails as often as they come down on their...
Heads. Heads. Heads.
Which at a first glance does not strike one as a particularly rewarding speculation, in either way, even without the monkeys. But, I mean, you would bet on it. Well, I mean, I would, but you wouldn't.
Heads.
Would you?
Getting a bit of a bore, isn't it?
A bore!
Well,
What about the suspense?
what suspense?
The law of diminishing returns. I feel the spell is about to be broken. Oh, there's an even chance. If my calculations are correct.
Never known anything like it.
What do you say?
I've beaten the record.
Don't be absurd.
Easily.
Is that it then?
What?
Is that all? A new record? Is that as far as you are prepared to go?
Well...
No questions, not even a pause.
You spun them yourself.
Not a flicker of doubt.
Well, I won, didn't I?
And if you'd lost, if they'd come down against you 85 times, one after another, just like that,
85 times in a row? Tails?
Yes! Then what would you think?
Well, I'd have a good look at your coins for a start.
No! I'm relieved. At least we can still count on self-interest as a predictable factor. Suppose it's the last to go. Touch. We've been spinning coins together since... This is not the first time that we've spun coins.
No, we've been spinning coins for as long as I can remember.
How long's that?
Forget. Mind you, 85 times.
Yes.
Take some beating, I imagine.
Is that what you imagine?
Yeah.
Is it?
Huh?
No fear.
Fear?
Fear. That crack that might flood your brain with light.
Heads. I'm afraid.
So am I.
I'm afraid it's just not your day.
I'm afraid it is.
89.
It must be indicative of something besides the redistribution of wealth. List of possible explanations. 1. I am willing it. Inside, where nothing shows, I am the essence of a man, spinning a double-headed coin and betting against himself in private atonement for some unremembered past.
Heads.
2. Time has stopped dead. And the single experience of a coin being spun has repeated itself 90 times.
91. Heads.
On the whole, doubtful. 3. Divine intervention. That is to say, a good turn from above concerning him. 4. A spectacular vindication of the principle that each individual coin, spun individually, is just as likely to come down heads as tails, and therefore should cause no surprise each individual time it does.
I really have not known anything like it.
What's the first thing you remember?
The first thing that comes into my head, you mean?
No. What's the first thing you remember?
I forget. Mind you, 85 times.
You don't get my meaning. What's the first thing after everything you've forgotten?
Got a question.
Are you happy?
What?
Content? At ease?
So.
What are you going to do now?
I don't know what you want to do.
I have no desires. No. There was a messenger! That's right, we were sent for. Syllogism. 1. Probability is a factor which operates within natural forces. 2. Probability is not operating as a factor. 3. We are now within sub, or supernatural forces. Discuss. Not too heatedly.
What's wrong with you?
Counter to the previous syllogism, tricky one, follow me carefully, may prove a comfort. If we postulate, and we just have, that within unsub or supernatural forces, the probability is the law of probability will not operate as a factor, then we must accept that the probability of the first part will not operate as a factor either, in which case the law of probability will operate as a factor within unsub or supernatural forces. And since it obviously hasn't been doing, we can take it that we are not within unsub or supernatural forces after all, in all probability that is. Which is a great relief to me, personally. Which is all very well. Except that we've been spinning coins together for as long as I can remember. And in all that time, if it is all that time, I don't suppose either one of us was ever more than a couple of pieces up or down. sound surprising because the very unsurprisingness of it is something I'm trying to keep hold of. The sun went up about as often as it went down in the long run. A coin showed heads about as often as it showed tails. Then a messenger arrived. We had been sent for. Then nothing else happened. 92 coins, spun consecutively, have come up heads 92 consecutive times, and for the last 3 minutes on the wind of a windless day, I've heard the sound of drums and flute.
Another curious scientific phenomenon is the fact that the fingernails continue to grow after death. As does the beard.
What?
Beard.
But you're not dead.
I didn't say they start to grow after death. The fingernails also grow before birth, although not the beard.
What?
Beard! What's wrong with you today? The toenails, on the other hand, never grow at all.
Toenails, on the other hand, never grow at all.
Do they? It's a funny thing. I cut my fingernails all the time. Whenever I think to cut them, they need cutting. Now, for instance. But I, to the best of my knowledge, never cut my toenails. They ought to be curled underneath my feet by now, but they're not.
Ooh.
Perhaps I cut them absent-minded, or I'm thinking of something else.
Maybe. Do you remember the first thing that happened today?
I got up, I suppose. Oh! No! That man! A foreigner! He woke us up, do you remember?
A messenger.
Yes. Pale sky before dawn. A man standing on his saddle to bang on the shutters. What's all that noise about? Clear off. But then he called our names. We were sent for.
Yes.
That's why we're here. Travelling.
Yes.
Urgent business, that's what he said. A royal summons. Official business and all questions asked. So, lights in the stable yard. We were suited up and we were off, headlong and hot foot across the land. Our guides in breakneck pursuit of their duty, fearful lest we come too late.
Too late for what?
How should I know? I haven't got there yet.
Well, then what am I doing here, I ask myself.
You might well ask.
We better get on.
You might well think.
We better get on.
Yes. Where?
Forward.
Fall. Which way did we come?
Practically starting from scratch. An awakening.
Mhm.
A man standing in his saddle to bang on the shutters. A message. A summons. We have not been picked out simply to be abandoned. Led loose to find our own way. We are entitled to some direction.
Right,
I
yes.
would have thought.
I thought I heard something.
Yes.
Like a band.
Yes.
Like drums.
Yes.
Guitar. Like a band. Like drums, guitar and band. Can't have been real.
The colours red, blue and green are real. The colour yellow is a mystical experience shared by everybody to knowledge.
Nah, it must have just been thunder, like drums, like guitar, like a band.
A man, breaking his journey between one place and another, sees a unicorn, crosses path, and disappears. That in itself is startling, but there are precedents for mystical encounters of various kinds until, my God, says a second man, I must be dreaming. I thought I saw a unicorn. At which point, a dimension is added, which makes the experience as alarming as it will ever be. A third witness, you understand, adds no further dimension, but simply spreads it thinner. And a fourth, thinner still. And the more witnesses there are, the thinner it gets, until it becomes as thin as reality itself. The name we give the common experience. Look! Recites the crowd. A horse with an arrow in its forehead. It must have been mistaken for a deer.
No. I thought all along it was a band.
Oh, we thought all along it was a band.
Here they come. Look, here they come.
I'm sorry we don't have unicorns. It would have been nice to have unicorns.
How? An audience. Don't move. Perfect. A lucky thing we came along.
For us,
Let us hope so, but For to meet two gentlemen on the road, we would not hope to meet them off it.
No?
Well met, in fact, and just in time.
For what?
Why, we grow rusty, and you catch us at the very point of decadence. By this time tomorrow, we might have forgotten everything we ever knew. That's a thought, isn't it? We're back where we started, improvising.
Tumblers, eh?
We can give you a tumble if that's your taste, and times being what they are. Otherwise, for a jingle of coin, we can do you a selection of gory romances, pirated from the Italian. And doesn't take much to make a jingle, even a single coin has music in it. Tragedians, at your command.
Well, I'm Guildenstern, and this is Rosrosencrantz. Oh. I'm Rosencrantz, and this is Guildenstern.
A pleasure. We've played too bigger, of course, but quality counts for something. I recognised you at once.
Who are we?
As fellow artists.
I thought we were gentlemen.
For some, it is performance. For others, patronage. They are two sides of the same coin, or let us say, being us, there are so many of us, the same side of two coins. Don't clap too loudly, it's a very old world.
What's your line?
Tragedy, sir. Deaths and disclosures, universal and particular. Denouements, both unexpected and inexorable. Transvestite melodrama on all levels, including the suggestive. We transport you to a world of intrigue and delusion. Clowns, if you like. Murderers. We can do you ghosts and battles on the skirmish level. Heroes, villains, tormented lovers. Set pieces in the poetic vein. We can do you rapiers. Or rape. Or both. By all means, faithless wives and ravished virgins. Flagrante delicto at a price, but that comes under realism, for which there are special terms. Getting warm, am I?
I don't know.
It costs little to watch and little more if you happen to get caught up in the action. Times being what they are.
What are they?
Indifferent.
Bad?
Wicked. Now, what precisely is your pleasure? Gentlemen, disport yourselves. See anything you like?
What are you?
Let your imagination run riot beyond surprise.
And how much?
To take part.
To watch.
Watch what?
Private performance.
How private?
Well, there's just the two of us. Is
that enough?
For an audience, disappointing for voyeurs. About average.
What's the difference?
10 guilders.
10 guilders?
I mean 8.
Together?
Each. I don't think you understand.
what are you saying?
What am I saying? I mean 7.
Where have you been?
Roundabout. A nest of children carries the custom of the town. Juvenile companies they are. The fashion. But they cannot match our repertoire. We will stick to anything. If that is your bed.
But they'll grow up.
It's one born every minute. Onward!
Where are you going?
Halt! Home, sir.
Where from?
Home, we are travelling people. We take our chances where we find them.
It was chance then.
Chance?
You found us.
Oh, yes.
You were looking.
Oh, no.
Chance then.
Or fate.
Yours or ours?
Can't be one without the other.
Fate then.
Oh, yes. We have no control. Tonight we play to the court. Or the night after. Or to the tavern. Or not.
Perhaps I can use my influence.
At the tavern.
At the court, I would say I have some influence.
Would you say so?
I have influence. Yet.
Yet, what?
I have influence! You said something about getting caught up in the action.
I did. You are quicker than your friend. Now, For a handful of guilders, I happen to have a private and uncut performance of the rape of the Sabine women. Or rather, woman. Or rather, Alfred. Get your skirt on, Alfred. And for 8 you can participate, taking either part, or both, or 10, with encores. Get your skirt off, Alfred.
It could have been. It didn't have to be obscene. It could have been a bird dropping bright feathered on my shoulder. It could have been a tongueless dwarf standing by the road to point the way. I was prepared. But it's this, is it? No dignity, no enigma, nothing classical or pretentious, only this. A comic pornographer and a rabble of prostitutes.
You should have caught us at better times. We were purists then. Onward!
Well, excuse me.
Halt!
You're not exclusively players then?
We are inclusively players, sir.
You do performances, exhibitions.
Performances, sir.
Right, there's no money in that, is there?
There's more trade, sir.
Times being what they are.
Yes.
They're different.
Completely.
I had no idea that,
No.
well, I thought, but, I guess, what is it that you do?
We keep to our usual stuff, more or less. Only inside out. We do on the stage the things that are supposed to happen off, which is a kind of integrity if you look on every exit being an entrance somewhere else.
What? I'm not usually the type of man who, but no, but if you just stare, if you want to sit down and tell some of the things people ask you to do.
Onward!
Well, no, how much would you do for, how much for this?
On! On! What are you playing at?
Phil! Disgusting! I'll report all of you to the authorities! Perverts! I know your game is Phil.
Do you like a bet?
What kind of a bet did you have in mind?
Double or quits?
Heads.
Again? Evens? Heads. Again?
Heads.
Heads.
Tails.
Heads.
No. No, they don't like the odds.
You were right. Heads. Heads I win.
No.
Right again. Heads I win.
No.
And right again. Heads I win.
No.
What? You believe it? Maybe the year of my birth doubled is an odd number.
Your birth.
If you don't trust me, don't bet with me.
Did you trust me?
Bet me then.
My birth.
Odd numbers you win.
You're on.
The year of your birth, double it. Odd numbers you win, even numbers I win.
We have no money.
Then what have you got? Was it for this?
It's the best we've got.
Then the times are bad indeed. The very air stinks. Come here, Alfred. Do you lose often?
Yes, sir.
Then what could you have left to lose?
Nothing, sir.
Do you like being an actor?
No, sir.
diplomatic precedent here. Oh, come, Alfred. That's no way to fill the theatres of Europe. No any good place.
Plays?
Exhibitions.
I thought you said you were actors.
Well, we are, but there hasn't been much cause.
You lost. So, what are the Greeks then, perhaps? You are familiar with the tragedies of antiquity. The great homicide of classics. Matri, patri, furatri, sorori, exori, and of course it goes without saying.
Saucy.
Suicidal. Maidens aspiring to godheads.
And vice versa.
Your kind of thing, is it?
No, I can't say it is really. We're more of a blood, love and rhetoric school.
Well, I'll leave the choice down to you then, if there's anything to choose between.
They're hardly divisible, sir. You see, I can do blood and love without the rhetoric. I can do you blood and rhetoric without the love. I can do you all three concurrent and consecutive, but I cannot do you love and rhetoric without the blood. Blood is compulsory. They are all blood, you see.
Is that what people want?
That's what we do.
Thank you. I'll let you know.
38.
Position?
Sir?
One of your tableau.
No, sir.
Oh.
Entrance is there and there.
Well, aren't you going to change into your costume?
I never change out of it, sir.
Always in character.
That's it.
Aren't you going to come on?
I am on.
If you are on, you can't come on, can you?
I start on.
But it hasn't started. Go on, we'll look out for you.
I'll give you a wave.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Come on.
I say. Oh, that was lucky.
What?
It was tails.
Come on.
Welcome, dear Rosrosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, we did much long to see. The need we had to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's? The transformation, so call it. Sith neither the exterior nor the inward man resemble what it was. What it should be, other than his father's death, that had put him so far from the understanding of himself, I cannot dream of. I entreat you, both, have been so young in days brought up with him, and Sith so neighboured his youth and behaviours, you vouchsafe here your stay in our court some little time, so that by all companies to draw him on to pleasures, and to gather from him what occasion you may glean, whether aught was unknown affects him thus. That open lies within our remedy.
Good. Gentlemen, he hath much talked of you, and sure I am there are not two men living to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show so much gentry and goodwill as to expend your time with us a while, for the supply and profit of our home, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
We both obey, and here give ourselves to the full bent to lay our services freely at your feet to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern, and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Go, some of you, and show these gentlemen to where Hamlet is.
Heaven make our presence and practice pleasant and helpful to you.
Amen.
The ambassadors from Norway, my good lord, are joyfully returned.
Ah, thou hast ever been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? Assure you, my good liege, I hold to my duty as I hold my soul, both to my God and to my gracious king, and I do believe, or else this brain of mine hunts not the train of policy so sure as it hath used to do, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy. Yes, I'll tell you all about it. All to stop.
I want to go home.
Don't let them confuse you.
I'm out of my step here.
We'll soon be home and hide.
I'm over my
I'll hide
head.
it.
I'm under the depths.
I'll
I'm
hide
swimming
it.
somewhere and I don't know where it's going and there's so much going on. I just don't know I'm going to a dead
There. We'll soon be home and dry and high and dry. You ever had it that for all of a sudden and for no reason at all, you haven't the faintest idea how to spell the word wife or house? Simply because when you write them down, you just can't remember those letters ever being in that order before.
I remember.
Yeah?
I remember when there were no questions.
There were always questions. To exchange one set for another is no great matter.
Well, answers, yes, there were answers to everything.
You've forgotten, haven't you?
No, I haven't forgotten how I used to remember my own name and yours. Oh, yes, and if people didn't know my name, they asked me and I told them.
You did?
Yes.
The trouble is, each of them is plausible without being instinctive. All your life you live so close to the truth. It's like a permanent blur in the corner of your eye. And when something nudges it into the outline, it's like being ambushed by a grotesque. A man standing in his saddle in a half-lit, half-alive dawn banged on the shutters and called 2 names. When he called, we came. That much is certain.
Well,
We
I've
came.
had enough of it. You can just make up your own mind.
We can't afford to be quite so arbitrary. Nor do we come all this way for a christening. All that preceded us. But we have been comparatively fortunate. We have been presented with alternatives,
But when do we...
but not choice.
You made me look ridiculous in there.
I look just as ridiculous as you did.
Consistency is all I ask.
We must stay our daily mask.
I want to go home!
I've lost our sense of direction.
The only beginning is birth, the only end is death. If you can't count on that, what can you count on?
We don't owe anything to anyone.
We've been caught up.
Hmm?
Keep an eye open and ear cocked, tread wary and follow instructions, we'll be alright.
How long?
Until events play themselves out. There's a logic at work. It's been done for you. Don't worry. Relax. Enjoy it.
Well, what have we got to go on?
We've been briefed. Hamlet's transformation. What do you recollect?
Well, he's changed, hasn't he? The inward man fails to resemble the exterior, yada, yada, yada.
Draw him onto pleasures. Glean what afflicts.
Something more than his father's death.
He's always talking about us. There aren't 2 people living whom he dotes on more than us.
We cheer him up, find out what's the matter.
Exactly. It's a matter of asking the right questions whilst giving away as little as we can. It's a game.
Oh, and then we can go home.
And receive such thanks as fit as a king's remembrance.
I like the sound of that. What do you think he means by remembrance?
He doesn't forget his friends.
Would you care to estimate?
What's difficult to say, really? Some kings tend to be amnesiac. Others... Well, I suppose the opposite, whatever that is.
How much?
Elephantes?
No, not how long, how much?
Retentive. He's a very retentive king, a royal retainer.
What are you playing at?
Words. Words. They're all we have to go on.
Shouldn't we be doing something constructive?
Like what? A very short blood human pyramid?
We could go.
Where?
After him.
Why? We're marked now. If we start moving around, we'll all be chasing each other all night.
I feel like a spectator. An appalling prospect. The only thing that makes it bearable is the irrational belief that someone interesting will come on in a minute.
See anyone?
No. You?
No. What a fine persecution. To be kept intrigued whether our white being enlightened. We've had no practice.
We can play questions.
What good would that do?
Practice.
Statement 1 love.
Cheating.
How?
I ain't started yet.
Statement 2 love.
Are you counting that?
What?
Are you counting that?
Foul. No repetitions. 3 love. First game. 2
I'm
yes.
not going to play if you're going to be like that.
Who's serve?
Huh?
Foul. No grunts. Love 1.
Who's go?
Why?
What?
What for?
Foul! No synonyms. 1 all.
What in God's name is going on?
And foul! No rhetoric. 2-1.
What is it all about?
Can't you
Are
guess?
you addressing me?
Is there anyone else?
Who?
How should I know?
Why'd you ask?
Are you being serious?
Sorry.
No!
Statement 2 all. Game point.
What's wrong with you today?
Woo.
What?
Are you dead?
Am I dead?
Yes or no?
Is there a choice?
Is there a God?
Foul! No non sequiturs! 3, 2, 1 game all! Woo!
What's your name?
What's yours?
I actually said.
Statement! 1 love.
What's your name when you're at home?
What's yours?
When I'm at home.
Is it different at home?
What? Home?
Haven't you got one?
Why'd you ask?
What are you driving at?
What's your name?
Foul! No repetition! 2 love.
Who do you think you are?
Rhetoric. Gaming match. I win. Where's it going to end?
That's the question.
It's all questions.
Do you think it matters?
Doesn't it matter to you?
Why should it matter?
Why should it matter why?
Doesn't it matter why it matters?
What's the matter with you?
Doesn't matter.
What's the game?
What are the rules? Rosrosencrantz!
What? Ah, clever!
Natural.
Instinctive.
Got it in your head.
I take my hat off to you.
Shake hands.
They do. Oh, now I'll try you.
Not yet.
Huh?
Catch me unawares.
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 Are you ready?
Don't be stupid.
Oh yeah! Unawares.
Guildenstern.
What?
Ah! Consistency is all I ask.
Immorality is all I seek.
Give us this day our daily week.
Who's that then?
What did you know him?
He didn't know me.
He didn't see you.
I didn't see him.
We shall see. I hardly recognised him. He's changed.
You could see that?
Transformed.
In what way?
Inside and out.
Oh, I see.
He's not himself.
He's changed.
Oh, I can see that.
Oh.
Glean what afflicts him.
Me?
Him!
How?
Question and answer. Old ways are the best ways.
He's afflicted.
You question, I'll answer.
He's not himself, you know.
I'm him, you see.
And who am I?
Well, you're yourself.
And he's you.
That's the idea. Oh, no, not a bit of it.
Are you afflicted?
That's the idea.
Ah.
Are you ready?
I shall begin.
Address me.
My dear Guildenstern.
You've forgotten, haven't you?
Oh, yes, yes. Sorry. My dear Rosencrantz.
I don't think you quite understand. What we're attempting here is a hypothesis in which I answer for him and you ask me questions.
Right.
You know what to do.
What?
Are you stupid?
Pardon?
Are you deaf?
Did you speak?
Not now.
Statement!
Not now!
Sorry. We could go.
Why?
Oh! No! I understand. You pretend to be him when I ask you questions.
Very
But
good.
you only come to use there for
I
running
could
it.
see I had.
Right, how shall I begin?
Address me!
Okay. My honoured lord.
My dear Rosencrantz.
Wait, am I pretending to be you then?
Well, certainly not. If you like.
Okay.
Shall we continue? Right.
My honoured lord.
My dear fellow.
How are you?
Transform!
Oh, really? In what way?
Afflicted!
Inside or out?
Both!
Not much new there, then.
We'll delve into details. Probe the background, establish the situation.
Your uncle, King of Denmark,
And my father before him.
and his father before him.
No, my father before him.
Okay, let me get this right. Your father's king, you are his heir. You are of age, your father dies, but your uncle becomes king?
Yeah.
Unorthodox.
Undid me.
Undeniably. Where were you?
In Germany.
Oh, usurpation then.
Well, he slipped in.
Which reminds me,
Well, it would.
I don't want to be personal.
It's common knowledge.
Your mother's
He
marriage.
slipped in.
The bed was still warm.
So was hers!
Extraordinary.
Indecent.
Hasty.
Suspicious.
It makes you think.
Don't think I haven't thought about it.
Would you go so far?
Yeah.
Okay, to sum up. Your father, whom you love, dies, and hardly is the corpse cold before your uncle had popped onto the throne and into the sheets, thereby offending both legal and natural practice. Now please, Hamlet, tell me, why are you behaving in this extraordinary manner?
Oh, I can't possibly imagine. But all that's common property. It's well known. Yet he sent for us, and we did come.
I hear music.
We're here.
Like a band.
Rosencrantz.
What?
Guildenstern.
What?
Don't you discriminate! At all!
What?
Go and see if he's there.
Where?
There!
Yes.
But what's he doing?
Talking.
To himself. Is he alone?
No.
And he's not talking to himself then, is he?
No. But he's coming this, should we go? Like,
Why? We're marked now.
Well, you, sir, could be as old as I am. If like a crab, you could walk backward.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air. I will take my leave of you now.
You couldn't take from me anything that I would more willingly part with all. Except my life. Except my life. Except...
Very well, my lord. You going to see Lord Hamlet? There he is.
God save you, sir.
Yes.
My dear lord!
My most honoured lord.
My most excellent good friends, how dost thou, Guildenstern? Ah,
Rosencrantz.
good lads, how doth thou both?
Are you there?
Where?
Oh, flying star.
Is that you?
God's sake!
So we're not finished then?
Well, we're here, aren't we?
I think so. I mean, I can't see a thing.
But you can still think, can't you?
I think so.
You can still talk.
What should I say?
Don't bother.
Oh.
You can still feel, can't you?
Oh, there's life in me yet.
Well, what are you feeling?
A leg. Well, I think it's my leg.
How does it feel?
Dead?
Dead! Well, give it a pinch! Ah!
Sorry.
Well, that's clear battle.
Oh, we're on a boat. Nice bit of planking, that.
Yes, I'm quite fond of boats myself, actually. I like the way that they're contained. You don't have to worry about which way to go, or whether to go at all. The question doesn't arise, because you're on a boat, aren't you? Boats are safe areas in the game of tag. Players hold their positions until the music starts. I think I'll spend most of my life on boats.
Quite healthy.
One is free on a boat. For a time.
Oh.
Relatively. Free to move, speak, extemporise, and yet we've not been cut loose. We may seize the moment, toss it around when the moment's past, but we are brought back round to face the single, immutable fact that we, Rosrosencrantz and Guildenstern, are taking Hamlet to England.
I say. He's there,
What's he doing?
sleeping.
That's all right for him.
What?
He can sleep.
He can sleep.
He's got us now.
He's got us now.
It's all been done for him. And we've got nothing. All I ask is our common due.
For those in peril on the sea.
Give us this day our daily due.
What do we do now then?
What do you mean?
Well, there's no happening.
We're on a boat.
I'm aware of that.
Well, what do you expect?
Bless
How much did he give you?
Who?
The king. He gave us some money.
How much did he give you?
I asked you first.
He wouldn't discriminate between us. How much did he give you?
Well, the same.
How do you know?
Well, you just told me. How do you know?
He wouldn't discriminate between us.
Even if he could.
Which he couldn't.
He couldn't even be sure of mixing us up.
Without mixing us up.
Do you not say anything original? No wonder the whole thing's so stagnant. You don't take me up on anything. You just repeat it in a different order.
Well, I can't think of anything original. I'm only good in support.
Well, I'm sick of making the runnings.
Maybe it's your dominant personality. What's happened to us?
There. Don't cry. We'll be alright. I'll see we're alright.
For how long? Where are we going?
We're going to England. We're taking Hamlet there.
Why?
Why? Where have you been?
When?
We take him to the king.
Will he be there?
No, the King of England.
What do we say? You won't know what we're doing.
We've got a letter. You remember the letter?
Do I?
Everything's explained in the letter we found on that.
And if not, if there's nothing in it?
Well, that's it. We're finished.
A loose end.
Yeah.
Are there likely to be loose ends? I mean, who is the English king anyway?
Well, that depends on when we get there.
What does it say? What do you think it says?
Oh, greetings. Diplomacy, expressions of loyalty, calling her favours, asking of debts, vague threats balanced by obscure promises, diplomacy, regards to the family.
And about Hamlet.
Well, yeah.
And us, like the full background.
Well, I'd say so.
So, we've got a letter that explains everything.
You got it. What? What's wrong?
The letter?
Have you got it?
Have I?
You can't have lost it.
I must have.
That's really odd, because I thought he gave it to me.
Perhaps he did.
But you seem so sure it's you who hadn't got it.
It is me who hasn't got it.
But if you haven't got it, that means you never had it. Then in which case, I don't see what all the fuss is about you not having it.
I do admit it is rather confusing.
This is all getting rather undisciplined. Let's keep control. Either you lost the letter, or you never had it to lose in the first place. In which case, the king never gave it to you. In which case, the king gave it to me. In which case, I would have put it in my inside top pocket. In which case, it will be here. We mustn't drop off like that again.
No. Now that we've got it, what do we say?
What? Okay, we say, Your Majesty, we have arrived.
And who are you?
We are Rosrosencrantz of Guildenstern.
Never heard of you.
Well, we're nobody special.
What's your game?
Oh, we've got our instructions.
Well, first I've heard it.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
We've come from Denmark.
What for?
No, nothing. We're taking Hamlet.
Who is he?
You've heard of him?
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, I have, but I want nothing to do with it. Will you come in here and expect me to take every lunatic you try to pass off with a lot of unsubstantiated...
You got a letter?
Ah, yes. You have. Let's see here. This is an exact command from the King of Denmark. Important thing myself, it is true that on the reading of this letter, without delay, I should have Hamlet's head cut off.
Sun's going down. Dark soon.
Would you say so?
I'm just trying to start a conversation. We're his friends.
How do you know that?
From our long youths brought up with him.
You've only got their word for
Well,
it.
that's what we depend on.
Well, yes. And then again, no. Let us keep things in proportion. He's a man. He's mortal. Death comes to us all. Or to look at it from a more social point of view, he's one man among many. The loss would be well within reason and convenience. And then again, what is so terrible about death? It might be very, very nice. Or to look at it another way, we are little men. We don't know the ins and outs of the matter. There are wheels within wheels, etc., etc., etc. All in all, I'd say we'd be well advised to leave well alone.
What's the point?
Don't apply logic.
He's done nothing to us.
Or justice.
It's awful!
But it could have been worse! I was beginning to think it was.
Right then. The position then, as I see it, we, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, from our long youths brought up with him, are awakened by a man, standing on his saddle, are summoned and arrive, instructed to glean what afflicts him, to draw him to pleasures, such as play, which is abandoning confusion over certain nuances outside our appreciation. which results in a high, not to say homicidal, excitement in Hamlet, whom we, in consequence, are escorting to England for his own good. Good. We're on top of it then. There's something up. And it's quite a skin.
Thought I heard a band. Plausibility's all I assume.
Causes day of day tune.
All in the same boat then. Everybody out! Where are we?
Travelling.
Of course, we haven't got there yet.
Are we alright for England?
You look alright to me. I don't think they're very particular in England. Alfred!
What are you doing here?
Travelling.
Right. Blend into the background.
Pleased to see us. You've come out of it very well so far.
And you?
In disfavour. Our play offended the king.
Yes.
Yes. A second husband himself, tactless, really.
It was a good play, nevertheless.
Never really got going. It was getting quite interesting when they stopped it. That's the way to travel.
What were you doing there?
Hiding. We had to run for it as we were.
Stories.
Naturally. We didn't get paid due to circumstances ever so slightly beyond our control, and the money we had, we lost, betting on certainties. Life is a gamble at terrible odds. If it was a bet, you wouldn't take it. Did you know? Any number doubled is even.
Is it?
We learn something every day to our cost, but we troopers just go on and on. Do you know what happens to old actors?
What?
Nothing. They're still acting. Surprised then?
What?
Surprised to see us.
Oh, I knew it wasn't the end.
With everybody else on their feet. What do you make of it so far?
Well, we haven't got much to go on.
You speak to him.
It's possible.
Wouldn't make any difference.
It's possible.
Pointless.
It's allowed.
Allowed? Yes. We're not restricted. We have for the while secured or blundered into our release. Other wheels are turning, but they are not our concern. We can breathe. We can relax. We can do what we like and say what we like to whomever we like without restriction.
Within limits.
Yes, certainly. Within limits.
A compulsion towards philosophical introspection is his main characteristic. It does not mean he is mad, it does not mean he isn't. Most of the time, it doesn't mean anything at all, which in itself could be a type of madness.
No, it really boils down to symptoms. The hallucinations, daydreaming, stabbing his elders, abusing his parents, insulting his lover, and appearing hapless in public. Knock-knee, droop-stocking, and sighing like a lovesick schoolboy, which for his age is coming on a bit strong.
And talking to himself.
Well, where's that got us?
She's the player.
Her play offended the king.
Offended the king.
Who orders her arrest?
Orders her arrest.
So she escapes to England.
On a boat to which she meets...
Guildenstern and Rosrosencrantz. Taking Hamlet.
Who also offended the king.
Well, and killed Polonius.
Well, yeah, offended the king in a variety of ways.
To England! Well, that seems to be it.
Incidents. That's all we get. Incidents. Is it too much to ask for a little sustained action?
They've gone. I never thought more quickly in my life. Where's...
Once more alone. On our own resources.
What do you mean? Where is he?
Gone.
Gone where?
Yes, we were dead lucky there, if that's the word I'm after.
Dead?
Lucky.
Well, he's dead then.
Who knows? He's not coming back.
Hardly.
Well, he's dead as far as we're concerned then.
Or we are, as far as he is. Not too bad, eh?
No, but he can't. We're supposed to be... We've got a letter. We're going to England with a letter for the king.
Yes. That much seems certain. I congratulate you on the unambiguity of your situation.
But you don't understand. The whole thing's pointless. It contains... We've had our instructions. The whole thing's pointless without him.
Pirates could happen to anyone. Just deliver the letter. I'll send ambassadors to explain.
I can't see. The pirates left us high and dry and dry and dry and dry and dry and dry. The pirates left us high and dry.
There.
Nothing will be resolved without him.
Yeah, there.
We need Hamlet for our release. What are we supposed to do?
This.
Saved.
Say for what?
Sun's going down. If that is west.
Shut up! I'm sick of it. Do you really think the conversation is going to help us now?
I bet you all the money I've got that the year of my birth doubled is an odd number.
No!
Well, your birth.
We have travelled too far, and all momentum has taken over. We're moving idly towards eternity, without possibility of reprieve, or hope of an explanation.
Just be happy. What's the point in surviving if you're not happy? Look, we'll be fine. Surely, we'll just go on.
Nowhere.
To England.
England? That's a dead end. I never believed in it anyway.
We'll get there, we'll make our report, and then surely we will be
I
fine.
don't believe it. Ashore. A harbour, say. And we get off and we stop them and we say, where's the king? And they say, well, you go down that road there and you take a first left. I don't believe it!
It is rather implausible.
And even if we come face to face, what do we say?
Well, we'll say we've arrived.
And who are you?
We are Rosrosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Which is which?
Well,
What's it all about?
well, we were bringing Hamlet, and then some pirates came.
I
and-
don't begin to understand. Who are all these people? What's it got to do with me? You show up here with some cock and bull story. And
We got a letter.
A letter?
Yes.
etc., 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 that on knowing on this content, should the bearers Rosrosencrantz and Guildenstern be put to sudden death.
Everybody out! All over.
Where we went wrong is getting on a boat. We can move, of course, rattle out a bit, change direction, but our movement is contained within a larger one. Carries us on as inexorably as the wind and the current.
They had it in for us, didn't they? Right from the beginning. Who would have thought that we'd be so important?
But why? Was it all for this? Who are we that so much should converge on our little debts? Who are we?
You are Rosrosencrantz and Guildenstern. That's enough.
No, that's not enough. To be told so little, to such an end, and still, finally, to be denied an explanation.
In our experience, most things end in death.
Your experience. Actors. I'm talking about death. And you've never experienced that. And you cannot act it. You die 1,000 casual deaths, and no blood runs cold anywhere. Because you know that as you die, you'll come back up in a different hat. But nobody gets up after death. There's no applause. Only silence. And some second-hand clothes. And that's death. If we have a destiny, then so it should. And if this is us, let that be yours. And if there are no explanations for us, let there be none for her.
Come, gentlemen, no, flattery was merely competent. You see, it is the kind they do believe in. It's what is expected. For a moment you thought I'd cheated.
Fantastic, fantastic. Took me completely in.
Deaths for all ages and occasions. Deaths by suspension, convulsion, consumption, incision, asphyxiation, and malnutrition. Climactic carnage by poison and by steel. Double deaths by duel. Show. Oh. So there's an end to that. It's commonplace. Light goes with life, and in the winter of your years, the dark comes early.
No, not like that. Not for us. Death is not romantic. Death is not a game that will soon be over. Death is not. It's the absence of presence. It's a gap that you can't see, and when the wind blows through it, it makes no sound.
That's it then. It's the end. Sun's coming up. Or the Earth's going down, as the fashionable theory has it. We could stay on. We could stay, but we don't have to go. Nobody's gonna come on and drag us off. We're still fit. We're young. We've got years. We didn't do anything to anyone, did we? We didn't hurt anyone.
I can't remember.
I don't care anymore. In fact, I'm relieved.
Our names shouted in a certain dawn. A message, a summons. There must have been a moment at the beginning where we could have said no. But somehow, we missed it. Gilden. Well, we'll know better for next time. Now you see me. Now you.
The sight is dismal, and our affairs from England come too late. The ears are senseless that should give us hearing, to tell him his commandment is fulfilled. That Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.